I never imagined I would start a story like this, but here I am, shaking as I try to replay what happened. Tell me honestly, if someone intentionally hurt your child, not by accident but with planning and cruelty, would you stay silent to keep the peace? Or would you burn every single bridge to protect your kid? Because when I opened the door to the living room and saw my 8-year-old daughter crying on the floor, clutching her small feet, while my sister laughed and recorded her like she was entertainment, something inside me snapped. She had put mousetraps inside my daughter's shoes, in her shoes. A defenseless child, and the moment my daughter screamed and fell backward, my sister didn't rush to help her. She didn't apologize, she didn't look shocked. She just recorded her and said, "This is gold. TikTok's gonna love this." And when I confronted my mom, when I expected her to defend my baby, to scream at my sister, she rolled her eyes and said, "It's nothing. She's just being dramatic." I need to know if I'm the crazy one here, or if everyone around me has lost their damn minds. Was I wrong for what I did after that? Because I didn't stay quiet. I couldn't. Let me start from the beginning so you understand how everything led to this disaster. I'm a single mom. My daughter, Lily, is my entire world. She's smart, gentle, shy, and a little too trusting. She loves collecting stickers, drawing crowns on every princess she sees, and she thinks hot chocolate can solve all emotional problems. I divorced her father 3 years ago, and since then, it's just been the two of us. My sister, Emma, and I have never been close. Growing up, she was always the favorite. If she broke something, I got blamed. If I got good grades, she somehow deserved the credit. She was the fun one, the pretty one, the one who always got attention. Even now, at 27, she acts like a teenager. Everything she does is about views, likes, followers. I swear she would live stream her own funeral if she could find Wi-Fi strong enough. My mom feeds into it. Everything Emma does is creative, hilarious, or brilliant. Meanwhile, if I breathe wrong, I'm overreacting or too sensitive. It became worse after Lily was born. My mom and sister act like Lily is a cute accessory, not a human being. They constantly try to pose her for pictures or videos, even when she clearly doesn't want to. They don't see her tears or discomfort. They only see a chance to perform, and I'm the boring parent who keeps ruining their fun by saying no. I avoid visiting them because I hate how they treat Lily like a prop, but last month, my mom guilt-tripped me into coming over for a family dinner. Just one evening, she begged, "You never come around anymore. Lily should spend time with her family." I wanted Lily to have grandparents and an aunt she could trust. I wanted her to grow up feeling like she had a big family that cared about her, not just me. And honestly, a selfish part of me wanted to believe they could change. So I agreed. I packed Lily's favorite stuffed rabbit, her coloring book, and her sparkly silver shoes with little butterflies on them, her absolute favorite pair, and we drove over. The second we walked in, Emma shoved her phone into my daughter's face and said, "Say here, aita TikTok. Tell them you're visiting your super cool aunt, who's prettier than your mommy." I took Lily's hand and moved her aside. "Stop recording her without permission," I said. Emma groaned. "Relax, it's just a video." My mom, from the kitchen, yelled, "Stop making everything a problem. Emma's having fun." I bit my tongue, like I always do. Lily looked up at me nervously, and I smiled as reassuringly as I could. Sometimes I swear I spend half my life trying to unteach Lily the emotional damage my family pours onto her. The evening was awkward, like always. My mom kept praising Emma's social media content, as if posting prank videos was equivalent to earning a Nobel Prize. Emma bragged about a prank video where she scared a stray cat with a loud horn. Got like 46,000 views, she said proudly, flipping her hair. People love when animals react. I remember shivering at the way she said it, like the world was her playground to manipulate. I forced a smile, focusing instead on Lily coloring quietly at the corner of the dining table. After dinner, my mom insisted Lily take off her shoes because she didn't want crumbs on the carpet. I helped Lily take them off and place them by the front door. She ran off to play with her coloring book, humming happily. I wish I had noticed Emma's phone camera pointed at those shoes. I wish I had noticed the little smirk on her face. But I was tired from fighting small battles the entire night, and when my mom asked me to help wash dishes, I followed her into the kitchen. While we were washing dishes, I overheard Emma talking to someone on a FaceTime call. "Watch what I'm about to do," she said. "This is going to go viral. Kids cry so easily." My stomach dropped. I immediately dried my hands and started walking toward the living room. That's when I heard it, a scream that froze every cell in my body. I had never heard that sound from Lily before, not during shots at the doctor, not when she fell off her bike. This was pure pain and terror. I ran. Lily was on the floor, clutching her foot, sobbing in gasps. Her sparkly silver shoes were beside her, except they weren't empty. Inside, snapped shut and jagged, were 2 mousetraps, metal teeth clamped down on where her tiny toes had just been. Emma stood over her, phone steady, recording. "Oh my God, this is hilarious." She giggled. I screamed so loudly my throat burned. I grabbed the phone out of her hand and threw it against the sofa, then rushed to Lily and pried open the mousetrap pieces. She clung to me shaking. Tears soaked my shirt. I kissed her forehead over and over. "Mommy's here. I've got you. You're okay. I promise. I'm here." I felt like my heart was being ripped out of my chest. My mom came rushing in after hearing me, and instead of panic, instead of horror, instead of running to Lily, she sighed. She actually sighed. "Oh, for God's sake," she said, waving her hand dismissively. "It's just a prank. Stop being dramatic." I turned toward her in disbelief. She put mousetraps in my child's shoes. I yelled. Look at her feet. Lily's toes were red and bruised. One had a small cut on it. My mom shrugged. "Kids are resilient. She needs to toughen up anyway." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "She could have broken her toes," I shouted. "Are you insane?" My mom narrowed her eyes like I was the inconvenience. "Why do you always have to ruin everything?" Emma was just being playful. Emma finally spoke up, rolling her eyes like I was the crazy one. "It's not that deep. I wasn't trying to hurt her. I just wanted her reaction for TikTok. People love child reaction content. You should be thanking me." She could go viral. I stood up slowly, holding Lily against my chest as she hiccuped and cried, and I swear I felt something sharp stab through my chest. Not physical, but emotional. Something final, something breaking. I looked at my mother, really looked, and for the first time, I didn't see a parent. I saw a stranger who valued a grown woman's ego over a child's safety. I saw a stranger who found humor in a child crying. I said, "We are leaving." My mom scoffed, "Don't be ridiculous." Emma smirked, "Oh, come on. You always act like the world's against you. It's a prank. Lighten up." Her voice was dripping with arrogance, with entitlement, with the certainty that she could do anything and be defended. I held Lily tighter and walked toward the hallway to grab our things. Emma followed me, still recording on her backup phone now, because apparently the world needed her side of the story. "Look at her," she mocked to her camera, playing the victim again. "She's such a dramatic mo." I turned so fast she stumbled backward. "Stop recording my child." I growled. She laughed. "You can't tell me what to do." I snatched the second phone out of her hand too. She didn't expect that. It was like her brain glitched. She gasped and sprinted toward me, but I stood my ground. "Delete the video," I said. "No," she spat. "This is my content." I clenched my jaw. "You don't get to exploit my daughter. Delete it." My mom walked up behind me and said, "Give her phone back. You're overreacting." My hands shook not from fear, but from rage. "She hurt Lily," I said, "on purpose." My mom shrugged. "Then she'll learn. Kids are dramatic." Emma snatched the phone out of my hand while my mom blocked my reach. She turned around and smirked triumphantly. Wow, somebody's got anger issues. Anger issues for protecting my child. I grabbed Lily's backpack, my purse, her shoes. Those cursed shoes, and headed for the door. Lily clung to me, still crying. Emma followed behind me, still laughing. "Hey, don't leave," she taunted. I didn't even get a slow-mo shot yet. When we reached the doorway, she said something I'll never forget. "Relax, she'll get over it. It's not like she died." My vision blurred. Something inside me shattered. I turned around slowly and said, "Stay away from my daughter." My mom looked offended. "How dare you talk to us like that? How dare you defend hurting a child?" I snapped back. She rolled her eyes again. "You're embarrassing yourself." I walked out without saying another word. In the car, Lily sat silent, wiping tears with her little hands. I buckled her in with shaking fingers. "Mommy," she whispered, "why did Aunt Emma hurt me?" I felt tears burning my eyes. I brushed her hair back. "Because some people think hurting others is funny," I said softly, "but that doesn't mean we let them keep doing it." She nodded, leaning into me. "I don't want to see her again," she whispered. "You won't," I promised. At home, I cleaned her feet with warm water, bandaged her cut, and held her until she fell asleep. I stayed awake the whole night, staring at the ceiling. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that mousetrap snap shut on her tiny foot. I saw Emma laughing. I heard my mother saying, "It's nothing." And a fire started inside me, slow but intense. They didn't just hurt her physically. They taught her a horrible message, that her pain doesn't matter, that adults can hurt her and laugh. The next morning, I checked Emma's social media, praying she didn't upload the video. But of course she did. She posted a clip showing only Lily's scream and fall, captioned, "Kids are so dramatic face with tears of joy." The comments were full of people laughing, saying parenting hack, Mousy got scared, do more kid reactions. I felt sick, violated, furious. My daughter was being mocked by strangers. I messaged Emma demanding she take it down. She replied with laughing emojis. Then she sent, "It already has 7K views, not deleting." Later that day, I called my mom, expecting at least a little support. "You need to make her delete that video," I said. My mom sighed loudly into the phone. "Don't start this again. You're exhausting. She hurt Lily." I said, "Do you really not care?" Silence. Then, "You're blowing this out of proportion. She didn't hurt her on purpose. She placed traps inside her shoes." I snapped. "How is that not on purpose?" She got annoyed. "Stop attacking Emma. She's finally doing well with her social media. Don't ruin things for her just because you're jealous." The phone almost slipped from my hand. "Jealous," I repeated. "Of what? Her hurting my child for views." My mom clicked her tongue. "You always act like a victim." I hung up mid-sentence. For 2 days, Emma continued gaining views. She posted another clip of her laughing about Lily's scream, talking to her audience like she was some comedic genius. She never apologized. She never felt remorse. She only cared that the video was performing well. And every time Lily saw me check my phone, she asked, "Is Aunt Emma mad at me?" That killed me. She thought she had done something wrong. I was done being quiet. Before I tell you what I did next, I want you to imagine something. Your child crying because someone you trust hurt them, another adult filming that pain, and your own mother saying it's nothing. So that's the situation I was in, and I had to make a choice. Before I tell you what happened next, pause for a moment and tell me in the comments, what would you have done in my place? Would you let it go to avoid drama, or would you go nuclear to protect your child? Because I chose nuclear. I chose nuclear. When I woke up the next morning, I wasn't the same person anymore. Something about watching that video, watching the moment my daughter got hurt while my sister laughed, broke something inside me that I don't think will ever be repaired. I realized that protecting my daughter wasn't just about comforting her after something bad happened. It was about making sure that the people who hurt her never get the chance to do it again. It was about showing her that her mom would fight for her, even when it meant burning bridges, relationships, and entire family trees to the ground. That morning, the first thing I did was take screenshots of everything, Emma's video, the comments, the reposts, everything. Then, I filed a report on TikTok for child abuse and exploitation. I didn't stop there. I reported the video on every platform Emma shared it on. Then I reached out to her sponsors and brand partnerships. I wrote detailed emails explaining what happened and attached screenshots. The subject line for every email was the same: "Your sponsored influencer hurts children for clicks." I sent emails for 2 straight hours. I didn't care how petty or obsessive it looked. I didn't care if people thought I was insane. I was protecting my daughter. By noon, one brand responded. They thanked me, said they were investigating, and within an hour, Emma's affiliate link disappeared from their website. Another brand emailed in the afternoon saying they had terminated their contract with her due to violation of company values. 2 down. More to go. Around 5 p.m., I got a call from my mother. Not Emma. My mother. Her number flashed across the screen like a warning alarm. I let it ring. It rang again, and again, and again. Finally, I answered, putting the phone on speaker while I packed Lily's lunchbox for school the next day. Before I could say anything, my mother exploded. What the hell did you do? Her voice was shrill, frantic, furious. Hearing her yell like that used to scare me. Not anymore. Good evening. I said calmly. Don't play dumb. She snapped. Brands are dropping Emma. She's hysterical. Her career could be over. I took a deep, slow breath. Good. Silence. Then she hissed. Good. Good. She's your sister. No, I said. She's a grown woman who hurt my child, posted it for laughs, and refused to take it down. My mother tried to interrupt, but I kept going. I wasn't letting her twist this like she always did. She can lose every sponsorship on this planet, and it still won't equal what she did to Lily. My mother sounded like she was pacing. You are destroying her life over nothing. Nothing. She said it again. Nothing. I looked over at Lily, coloring on the living room floor with her bandaged foot resting on a pillow, and something inside me snapped again. Hurting my daughter is not nothing. I said, my voice low and steady. Hurting a child is never nothing. My mom inhaled sharply, like she couldn't believe I dared to defy her. You're sick, she spat. You need help. I almost laughed. I need help, because I protected my child. She didn't answer the question. Instead, she launched into her real concern. Emma is crying, she said. She's devastated. She could lose everything she's worked for. She should have thought about that before she hurt a kid. I said and filmed it. My mother's voice turned cold, calculated. Take back the reports. No, I said. Take them back, she demanded, or I'll make your life miserable. I smiled to myself. She had no idea how little power she had over me anymore. You already have, I said quietly, and I hung up the phone. That night, Emma blew up my phone with texts. Just hours earlier, she had been posting smug, cocky stories on Instagram. Now her messages were frantic. WTF are you doing? Brands are dropping me. Take back the reports or I swear, you're ruining my career over a joke. It's your fault for not raising your kid to handle pranks. If you think you can censor me, you're delusional. The entitlement was unbelievable. It was like she genuinely believed the entire universe existed to give her content. I didn't reply. I blocked her. Then I turned my attention to TikTok again and reported her entire account for child exploitation. Not just the video, her entire account. And then I waited. And while I waited, I held Lily while she slept. I stroked her hair and whispered, "You never have to be afraid, not as long as I'm here." The next morning, everything exploded. My phone rang at 8 a.m., an unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something told me to answer. Hello. A woman's voice said, "Hi, this is Officer Daniels. I'm calling regarding an online report involving child endangerment." My stomach flipped. "Yes," I said. I submitted that. She asked if I could come in and give a formal statement. I agreed immediately. I took Lily to school, then drove to the station. I sat in a small room with gray walls and gave the officer every detail. I showed her screenshots. I showed her the video. I showed her the text messages. And when she saw the moment the trap snapped on Lily's foot, her eyebrows shot up. She put that inside the child's shoe intentionally. Yes. And the child was unaware. Correct. And the video was posted online. Yes. She nodded slowly. This qualifies as child endangerment and exploitation. We will be opening an investigation. I didn't cry until I got back to my car. Then I sobbed for 10 minutes straight, not from sadness, but from relief. For the first time in my life, someone took me seriously. Someone believed me. Someone saw Lily as a human being, not a prop. I thought that would be the end of it. I thought finally, justice was coming. I was wrong. 2 days later, I was making breakfast when someone banged on my front door like they were trying to break it down. I opened the door and found my mother and Emma on my porch, both furious, both shaking. Emma looked unhinged. Hair messy, mascara streaked, wearing pajamas. She shoved her phone into my face. They took my account down. She screamed. Are you happy? Her TikTok account displayed a message. This account has been permanently banned for violating community guidelines involving safety of minors. I felt a rush of satisfaction so strong I swear I could taste it. Yes, I said simply. She lunged toward me, and my mom grabbed her arm to hold her back. You vindictive psychopath, Emma yelled. You ruined my life. I stepped outside and closed the door behind me so Lily wouldn't hear. No, I said calmly. You ruined your own life. I just made sure you faced consequences. Emma jabbed her finger toward my face. You don't get to decide what I do online. You don't get to hurt a child. I shot back. My mother cut in. You are destroying our family. Do you even care? I laughed, actually laughed. You destroyed this family when you taught Emma that she could do whatever she wanted and you'd protect her. My mother's eyes narrowed. You're dramatic. You always have been. And there it was, the same line she used when I cried as a kid. When I was bullied, when I needed help, when someone hurt me, that word, dramatic, was her weapon. I was done allowing it to have power. I am not dramatic, I said. I'm done. Emma scoffed. The police showed up to my apartment yesterday. Do you know how humiliating that is? Almost as humiliating as hurting a defenseless child on camera. I said, almost as humiliating as losing your sponsorships because you can't survive without exploiting people. She lunged again. You think you're better than me? No, I said. I think I'm a mother. You think you're a content machine. My mother suddenly stepped forward, lowering her voice into that poisonous tone she uses when she wants control. If you don't undo this, I will take you to court for grandparents' rights. I stared at her for a second, then I burst out laughing. That was the moment I stopped fearing her. You, I said, wiping a tear of laughter, you want court involvement. I leaned in slightly. You really want to sit in front of a judge and explain how your other daughter set Mousetraps in an 8. You're old shoes for TikTok. She shut up instantly. Emma looked like she had been slapped. My mother tried again, softer. We just want to see Lily. You want access. I corrected. Not love. I stepped back toward the door. You will never see her again. Not as long as you defend what she did. Emma screamed. You can't do that. Watch me. I said, and I shut the door in their faces. After they left, I sank onto the couch, shaking not with fear, but adrenaline. I knew I had started something that couldn't be undone. I just didn't realize how far it would go. 2 days later, I received a certified letter in the mail. A cease and desist from Emma's lawyer. It said I was damaging her public image. I almost choked laughing. She posted a video hurting a child, and somehow I was damaging her image. I passed the letter to a lawyer. Yes, I hired a lawyer. I wasn't playing anymore. When my lawyer saw the evidence, she smirked and said, "Let them try." I sent an official response through my lawyer stating, "We are prepared to countersue for child endangerment, emotional distress, and exploitation." Silence from their side. Emma's followers began turning on her. People re-uploaded the video, calling her a monster. Her Instagram comments were full of, "Why did you hurt a kid? This isn't a prank. You deserve to get banned." She tried posting a fake apology video crying, saying she didn't realize it would hurt Lily, but the internet didn't buy it. Comments flooded with screenshots of her laughing in the video. She deleted the apology. Then she deleted her entire Instagram account. The fall from attention crushed her. She didn't know how to exist without an audience. Meanwhile, I focused on Lily. I put her in a kids' art therapy program. She started drawing pictures of a bunny standing on a hill with a big circle behind it. She said the circle was a safe place. I asked her once what the bunny was standing on. She answered, "It's standing on Mommy." And I cried right there in the car. She trusted me. She felt safe with me. That was everything. One night at bedtime, Lily whispered, "Mommy, are we going to see Grandma again?" I shook my head gently. "No, baby. Grandma didn't protect you. And people who don't protect you don't get to be in your life." Lily thought for a long moment. Then she said, "I'm glad you protected me." That sentence healed wounds I didn't know were still open. Weeks passed, life slowly returned to peace. No more frantic calls, no more threats, no more anxiety every time my phone dinged. And then, the final blow, my lawyer called me. The district attorney has decided to move forward. With what? I asked. Formal charges. Your sister is being charged with misdemeanor child endangerment and online child exploitation. I sat on the edge of my bed, stunned. Are you serious? Yes, she said. She has a court date. You'll be called as a witness. I didn't cheer or celebrate. I just closed my eyes and whispered, "Thank you." The day of the hearing, I walked into the courtroom holding Lily's hand. Emma sat on the opposite side with her lawyer, pale and hollow-eyed. My mother sat beside her, glaring at me like she wanted to set me on fire with her mind. Lily wore her sparkly silver shoes, the same pair, not because I wanted her to, but because she asked. She said, "I want to show the judge what she did." I was so proud of her, in that moment I could barely breathe. When the judge asked me to speak, I walked to the stand. My voice didn't shake. I told the truth, everything. The prank, the filming, the refusal to delete, the mocking comments, the brands, the police, the threats. The internet, the emotional toll on my daughter. When I finished, the courtroom was silent. Even Emma wasn't smirking anymore. When the judge asked if Emma had anything to say, she stood up. For the first time, she didn't look confident. She looked small. I was trying to be funny, she said weakly. I didn't realize, the judge interrupted. You put a metal trapping device inside a child's shoe. How did you think this would end? Emma went quiet. The sentence wasn't extreme. She got probation, mandatory parenting and behavior classes, and a court order banning her from photographing or filming any minor for 2 years. But most importantly, the judge ruled that she was to have zero contact with Lily. Zero. No texting, no calling, no social media messaging, nothing. When we walked out of the courtroom, my mother rushed after us, tears streaming. You destroyed her, she sobbed. I turned and looked her in the eye. No, I said, I protected my daughter. My mother whispered, family is supposed to forgive. I held Lily's hand tighter. Family is supposed to protect. And then I walked away. It's been 8 months, 8 months of peace. 8 months of bedtime stories and hot chocolate and laughter. 8 months without walking on emotional eggshells. My home feels safe again. I blocked my mother and Emma everywhere. I changed my phone number. I moved to another part of town. Sometimes I think about my sister, how she lost everything over a prank. Sometimes I think about my mother, how she could have prevented everything if she had just once chosen compassion. But mostly, I think about Lily. She still wears those sparkly silver shoes sometimes, but now she runs, jumps, dances in them. They don't symbolize pain anymore. They symbolize survival. They symbolize strength. A few weeks ago, while Lily and I were painting, she said something I'll never forget. She looked up at me with those big brown eyes and said, "Mommy, I know family is supposed to love you, but you love me more than they do." I kissed her forehead gently and whispered, "I love you enough for an entire world. Because I do, I would choose her again. Every time, over my mother, over my sister, over anything." And now, after everything, after the police involvement, after the courtroom, after losing them both from our lives, I still have moments where I wonder, did I do the right thing? Was I wrong for destroying relationships that can never be repaired? Or was I finally strong enough to break the cycle and protect the only person who truly matters? So tell me, was I wrong for what I did? Would you have destroyed your family to protect your child? Or would you have stayed quiet to keep the peace? If you were on my side, like this video. If you believe no prank is worth a child getting hurt, subscribe for more stories like this. And tell me in the comments, what would you have done? I'll see you all in the next story.